Really, YouTube? This video is brought to you by The Officer Tatum Store. The Officer Tatum Store. Get the merch link in the description section. Like and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell so you get notifications anytime I go live or make a video. Make sure you still subscribe to my channel. Hit that join button so you can join the Tatum Squad. Like this video. Comment on this video. Share this video. Let's get into this. Ladies and gentlemen, I seen Tim Pool do a video about this. I wasn't going to do a video about it, but since he did a video about it, I'm pretty sure he's not going to risk taking his whole channel down. Now, I'm not going to talk too much about it because I don't want them to take my channel down. I'm just going to present you information that I have received and that I'm going to read to you explaining what YouTube is now doing with their further policies. And I want you guys to be the arbiters of evaluating, does this make sense or is this not? Is this reasonable? Did they do this before to anybody else in any context? Or are they going to change their mind depending on the different outcome of this election? Let's look at it. Let's look at it. Y'all are not going to be able to see this that clearly, but I'm going to read it to you. Dave Rubin shared it on his page, but I got the same email, and I'm going to read it to you. It says, we just shared an update on YouTube election efforts, including how we're handling community guidelines pertaining to election related misinformation. Our policies disallow content alleging that widespread fraud and error changed the outcome of the historical U.S. presidential election. We allow this type of commentary for current elections as elections officials work to finalize counts. December the 8th was the safe harbor deadline for the U.S. presidential elections. States need to resolve contested elections by then, and enough states have now notified their election results to determine a president-elect. As such, starting today, we will remove new content uploaded on or after December the 9th, 2020, alleging that the widespread fraud or error changed the outcome of the 2020 U.S. presidential election. For example, we will remove videos claiming that the presidential candidate won the election as a result of widespread software glitch or counting errors. This is in line with our approach towards historical U.S. presidential elections content that includes sufficient EDSA content, which means that context, which is that little thing they put below the video, may remain on YouTube, similar to how we allow COVID-19 medical misinformation that violated our policies to exist in videos with EDSA context. If your content is impacted, you will receive automatic emails from our system regarding this content. As we ramp up our enforcement, we'll initially remove violated videos without giving a strike. We will begin issuing strikes for new content uploaded after Inauguration Day, January the 20th, 2021. How do you feel about this, Brandon? I'm perplexed. I'm concerned to a certain degree. I personally feel like that this is not going to affect me much because I'm done talking about this whole election thing. I'm done talking about it. I don't need to talk about it anymore. I don't need to address it anymore, right? Because I've already said enough. And if all that I've said and all that have been shown to you is not enough to convince you or get your mind in the direction of believing that there was some issues in this election, then I don't know what to tell you. I can't talk to you anymore. I don't know what to tell you. I think that it's time now. And I'm going to tell you why I think this is scary to a certain degree. It's time now for people to start doing something about it. We can't show up at a court hearing. We can't file lawsuits. That's up to the people that are in power. And in my personal opinion, their behind should have been on this way before the election. We wouldn't have anything to worry about. We wouldn't even be talking about this. They should have been on it, but they waited till after. Because I think some people were slow rolling and taking their sweet time and being arrogant, or they didn't care, or they wanted something to be negative against the president of the United States right now. So, but the reason why I think this is slightly scary, because how far will this go? If the election turns out to not be what they are predicting it to be, then are they going to have these same guidelines? If people begin to challenge President Trump, are they going to have these same guidelines? Or is it only in one direction, supporting President-elect Joe Biden? You tell me. I almost guarantee you, or your money back, that as soon as the results don't go the way that they are pre-planning the results to go, then when liberals are coming out on here and claiming certain negative claims against President Trump, they are not going to uphold this election policy. I guarantee you. They're going to open it up for open dialogue and discussion because it doesn't fit a narrative. They do a really good job at doing this. And I don't want to talk too crazy about them because obviously they provided a platform for me to use. But I will critique in the places that I think are unjustly being implemented. And I wish I had a seat at the table to talk about this because I feel like that this is a disproportionate measure that only affects one side, and that's the conservative side. Because if you look at Russia, disinformation, no information, they never put a correction. And I can talk about right now and say Russia was the cause of the 2016 election. They're not going to put an indication on my platform to say, oh, here's the context. That was actually proven to be false. Donald Trump had nothing to do with Russia in 2016. They're not going to do that. That's my problem. It's not that they're putting notifications on there. Be fair about the notifications. They're not going to notify if the roles are reversed. I'm just saying it. I'm keeping it 100. I'm abiding by these guidelines. I'm not saying that there was widespread issues in the election. I won't say it on their platform. Do I believe it? That's a different story. But I won't have to say it on their platform. I think y'all get it. Y'all understand what's going on. I don't have to say it. You make your own determination about what you have seen and have heard and have observed all of this time. But I just think it's kind of critical because they will control. Excuse me. I think it's critical because they will control speech. People should be able to freely say whatever they want. People should be able to freely listen to whatever they want to listen to. If they determine that the facts and circumstances don't make sense, there doesn't need to be measures of striking your channel and demonetizing your channel. But I tell you what, y'all, what you're gonna get from B. Tatum is I'm not talking about it no more because there's a result that's gonna happen. There's a result that's gonna happen. It's either gonna be Trump or it's gonna be Biden. That's the result that's gonna happen. And I'm not finna get on here and lie and say there's no so and so and so and so, even though I know it is, even though the videos that I may talk about is proving it. But I'm not going to get on here and do that. I'm not going to violate these policies because there's a lot of other stuff that we need to communicate about that's more pressing and more effective. Because I could say until I'm blue in the face what my thoughts are, but am I going to court? Am I filing a lawsuit? Am I an attorney? Am I working with the Trump campaign? No, I'm not. No matter what I say, no matter what I do, it's not going to affect the outcome. It's up to the people that have the power to affect the outcome. It's now up to them to walk. We voted already. We did our part. We showed up at the polls. We mailed in. We did our part. They got to do their part. They should be protecting people. They should be securing elections. That's what they should be doing. That is their job. That is their obligation, not ours. We voted for them to be in place so they can do what's right and they can do what's right by our country. If they don't do their job, then we vote them out. That's that simple. It's that simple. And I'll tell you what, I'll finish it with this. God is in control. So whatever God's decision is going to be made no matter if you like it or not. And if you're a Christian, if you're a person of God, and you know that God has had control over your life, it doesn't matter who is in office. God is going to finish the work that he started in you from before you were born. And if you don't believe that, then you ain't a Christian. That's all I'm saying. You ain't a Christian because it's already been written. You already have an expected end in life. You just have to do your part. If you sit around complaining and crying and bickering and doing all this other stuff and you're not achieving your goals, then that's on you. That ain't got nothing to do with any election. That's you. You can still be upset. You can have your opinions. That's fine and dandy. But you need to make sure you're doing what God has purposed in your life. Not whoever gets elected decides how you feel today and whether you're going to start a business or not and whether you're going to pursue your dreams or not. That shouldn't have anything to do with anything that nobody else do but you and God. So I'm here to encourage you in a roundabout way that don't let none of this stuff distract you. This stuff is definitely intimidating. This stuff is definitely questionable. But God is in control at the end of the day, and we shall see how it all turn out. I love you guys. I appreciate you. I'll see you on the next one. I'm out.